Radcliffe citing Charles again. End of that post.
Yeah, defensively, Northwest Fury need to get arms over that feed. They can't leave it with clear vision. Otherwise, it's just too hard for Stutt and too easy for Flames to just get it in.
Charles currently taking Stutt out of the game. We've seen really good stuff from Stutt, haven't we, throughout this league. She has been a powerhouse in the back. She's been physical and on every single ball, but currently can get her hands to it.
Yeah, and you know what? I am here for this battle. I can't wait to see what it's like in the fourth quarter. It's already feisty.
It's so good as well because Natalia Ihenulo, who was player of the tournament for last year's National League and Northwest Fury player, is now in the Wales Under 23s setup. So they're missing, their starting goalkeeper that did so much great stuff for them. But yeah, it looks like they've found a great understudy as well. So yeah, excited to see what happens.
Definitely. Well, at the end of that first quarter, it is 13 points to Flames, 10 points to Northwest Fury. So still absolutely within reach. There's not, a lot can change within 3 quarters. That's half an hour of netball that we can continue doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I think Northwest Fury probably just need to tweak their defensive setup a little bit in terms of just putting arms over and trying to isolate the ball carrier. We know that Flames, when they're under pressure, can sometimes lose their heads. So if I was the coach of Northwest Fury, I'd be saying, look, isolate the ball carrier, or let's just get strong arms, strong man-on-man. Let's get arms over every feed and almost make it look open, but then run on it so that, it's not a great pass. But and for Flames, their defence is really good at the moment. They're sat ball side, they're keeping them wide. They just need to recycle Northwest Fury if they can't get it down.
Absolutely, and we know the defensive setups on both sides can work their asses off to get to that every single ball, but we are seeing that shooting setup as well. But coming through middle of the court, Lucy McEwen and Lucy Leonard working really hard to get at the end of the ball, but not quite reaching where they want the ball to go. We're seeing Leonard learning to pocket, but maybe the ball put on extension, on overreach, and we need to maybe see a bit more patience and a bit more putting placement on ball.
Yeah, and you know what? This is what we've talked about before. We've seen this before, haven't we? So ideally for them, if this is a common theme, then they've got to get ahead of the ball so they can play back towards ball, and then they take that out of the equation. You can't fix a skill in terms of the placement and the delivery in the middle of game, so you might just have to tweak your tactic to allow you to do it. So yeah, I'd be saying to them, look, on a turnover, defence, bring the ball up, attack, get ahead so that you can play to ball. And actually, you know what? If Gwennon Williams is on a front hold, send it in flat and get it in, because she moves onto ball beautifully.
Definitely, absolutely agree. Well, we do see the changes happening quite often between these two teams, but we hopefully won't expect too many changes after this first quarter. As a coach, probably quite happy with performances from the first 10 minutes of that game from the starting 7. We did see Bethan Phillips take the court earlier for Northwest Fury and had a lovely combination with Lucy Leonard. So maybe see something from her later?
Yeah, I'd quite like to see that one again, to be fair. I mean, nothing at all on Lucy McEwen. I just think what you get from Bethan Phillips coming in is a real strong defensive centre. And actually, I think that against Elise Hayward will be better. Elise Hayward is more of an attacking centre, so it almost counteracts that. But you know what? 13-10, 3 goals, 2 turnovers max. You probably just want to roll the dice again, keep it as it is.
Definitely. So not seeing any changes currently from Northwest Fury, and by scanning City Flames, no changes from them either. So both coaches equally happy with the teams they put on court. And 3 seconds called by Ranid Reynolds, but contact called by Kath Murray. So advantage will go to Northwest Fury.
It was really strong man-on-man work by Flames there, really good defence. So I think they were quite lucky to come out with that ball, Fury. But goal sunk.
So we've spoken, Vicky, about the most valuable player from last season who's now been brought up to that Wales Under-23 squad, and the opportunities these girls get from just playing this league, it's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think let me be really clear. This is a participation activity. So this tournament this league is run by our participation department, and the purpose of it is to give club players in Wales the best opportunity to fulfil their potential and play for more than just their club. It's not formally part of the Wales performance pathway that would see people go, to join the Welsh Feathers in the future. But there is naturally sort of a confidence that it gives players that then, make them think about, should I trial for the Wales under-23? Should I trial for Welsh Feathers? Because of the confidence that they've gained through National League. And we do have Welsh Feathers trials coming up in August, so any players from National League or anyone watching at home that meets the criteria to trial, by all means put your name forward. But yeah, it's a participation activity, and we have a fantastic participation team that run all of our national competitions. We've got an exciting Club Masters competition coming early in 2025, which is going to lead to really exciting things for those netballers out there that are over 35. But yeah, there's naturally a lot of past feathers in here as well. One on the ball now, Sarah Bell, been to World Cups, Commonwealth Games. And in Valley Volcanoes as well, they've got a rich talent pool from past feathers too. So yeah, really exciting competition.
Sounds absolutely wonderful, and especially for those over 35s that might think maybe I might be a little bit past it for this level of netball. Nick Cook was one.
That back now.
I was going to say, watch your language, woman.
Nick Cook was one earlier saying that she felt that she could probably play for that one and not this one.
I'm sure she could.
But
do
she
both.
is an absolute machine, and she could, like you said, probably play both in the same season. But it is wonderful to see the progression, isn't it, from the inter-county sessions and tournaments we have in age groups to then be able to go on to the national one as well.
Yeah, and we used to have senior inter-counties, as I keep being reminded as I walk around today. But I think people now realise this is very different. So a league format, which essentially also has a cup competition in it in terms of the playoffs, is very different to sort of the one-day inter-counties we used to run. So it gives people opportunity to build over time, 4 match days this season as opposed to 3. So, yeah, it takes something quite special to do well in this.
It is absolutely wonderful to be able to see these teams progress throughout the year and have that extra training time with their teams to be able to keep training and playing hard to come to this finals weekend raring and ready to go. Well, Flames have now taken the lead to 3 goals. 17 plays 14.
There just seems to me there's just a little bit of a disconnect between the Fury mid-court. That's probably, I think, 3 passes now that have gone off the side of the court. And I think if they can sort that out, which they desperately are trying to do, you can see them having those conversations. I think we're going to see that gap close. So City Flames need to capitalise on the fact that connections aren't quite there yet, because if those connections start firing, yeah, game on, watch out.
I think that's where you need Bethan Phillips on the court personally. I think both Lucy Leonard and Lucy McEwen play a very similar wing-like attacking role in their play. And therefore, I think if you just brought Bethan Phillips on, whether you'd move Lucy Leonard up or whether you'd take Lucy Leonard off, I just think it would make a difference for them.
Well, we have seen, as mentioned, Bethan Phillips takes the court as centre court position previously. And Lucy Leonard is a very experienced goal attack. Currently, like you said, Northwest Fury not currently being able to find those little links to get the ball to the shooting circle. Because as we know, when they get to the shooting circle, it's very safe, isn't it, with Barwick and Williams?
And it's not that anyone's playing badly at all, because they're not. And everybody that's made it into a National League squad has done an excellent job and displayed really good netball. Sometimes it's just a case of, to play against a different opposition, you just need a different rotation of players.
Yeah, and it's different combinations as well. What City Flames are doing really well now is pushing them all together, and they're being encouraged to be all together. And so actually, just a change of personnel might create that width, might create a little bit of depth. So I think I completely agree. It's not any one player that's not playing well. It's the connections that aren't working.
Well, City Flames are on a bit of a roll now when they have extended the lead to 21-14. And as we've previously mentioned a few times, that kind of morale of taking your team on a roll makes all the difference. Here goes Williams, and she gets the hand on the ball, take it up to 15 for Fury.
I'd be interested to see what happens at half-time, because City Flames have been ahead in the past and have made changes, and then the people that have come on have maybe struggled to maintain the momentum. So I'd be interested to see if that happens again, as whoever's coming on at centre has got their bib the wrong way round.
Bethan Phillips.
Bethan Phillips is there she goes.
As we mentioned, is coming on to centre. Lucy Leonard called time and asked to move to wing attack, but Rhiannon Reynolds rightly said, you call time, you must come off the court. And Steffi Stutt is really trying to work hard against Tash Charles, but Charles is not giving an inch of space. No. And there is the switch between Lucy McEwen and Lucy Leonard, as if we predicted.
I actually think I called that one without knowing that was me.
Let's see what this can do. Oh, it had a lot of airtime.
Barwick again hasn't had many opportunities on the ball for this quarter, but Kath Murray blows the whistle for 3 seconds.
Do you know, it's funny because I'm allowed to say this because I'm disappearing in a minute, but I think that was quite a quick 3. But what happens is if you double pump your action as a shooter, even if you do it quickly, that it looks like it's taking more time than maybe it is. But obviously, you know, Kath Murray, sure. You know, that was a fantastic decision by Kath, and hopefully the goal shooter will have learned her lesson. Goal attack will have learned her lesson.
Very politically said from you there, Vic.
But you know what? As a coach, I always tell players, if you are unsure of whether to pass the ball or not, don't look unsure, because I think that also puts doubt in the umpire's mind as to whether it's been 3 seconds or not.
It always does.
I think you're spot on.
I always feel the same as if I know 100% I cannot shoot from here. At least look like you are.
The same, but you know, not just saying, the same applies with anything. You know, if even indecision is the worst.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not sure about something, once you make the decision, you always feel a lot better, and that applies in every area of life, kids. You know, not just netball.
We're getting deep on this during this game.
Oh, great ball and great
much better
drive.
Ball to Lucy Leonard.
Game on.
That's the circle edge that you get with Lucy Leonard at wing attack rather than at centre. At centre, it's all played in the bit above the top of the circle.
Steffi Stutt comes alive in that circle and keeps her balance. And that's the confidence boost she needed. And a tap on the back from Charles for that one, but Burchurst on the other side.
Fast feet Gwennan Williams.
Fast feet from Gwennan Williams, but not enough to keep her on side.
Did Gwennan Williams do some commentary yesterday? Was that her that I heard?
No, it was Simone Gould that came up yesterday from Fury.
Fantastic. Whoever it was, they did a brilliant job.
There goes Charles. Popping that one right in to take the score to 25-16.
I'm going to leave you at half-time. I'm sure those of you listening at home won't be too upset by that. But our sponsor, FleetEV, who specialise in electric vehicles, have bought one of their brand new Teslas down. And you can actually do karaoke while the car is stationary, obviously. So we're going to go outside and do some karaoke in a FleetEV electrical car. I think Georgia Jenkins is going to be my first victim. So I'm going to go and manage that and film it for all to see. But it's been a pleasure, and keep up the good work, you two. You're much better commentators than I ever was, so well done.
Thank you so much for joining us, Vic. What an absolute pleasure. And do make sure to keep an eye on the Wales Netball socials to catch all the victims that Vicky Sutton is grabbing into that Tesla to do some karaoke. Whilst Nat Pepper and I will continue to analyse this game that is fast becoming very interesting between City Flames and Northwest Fury.
It really is, and this attack and defence battle between Charles and Studd is still delivering all the thrills and spills. Key the ball, Phillips, there was 3 seconds.
Oh, and at the end of that quarter, it's always running down the clock, isn't it? City Flames take the lead again, 26 plays 17.
I'm really consistent on their score. They scored another 13, didn't they? And it was actually the fact that they kept Northwest Fury down to 7 that time.
7 goals for Northwest Fury compared to that 13 of City Flames. It is, like you said, consistency, isn't it, for City Flames? They are moving the ball well and they're spreading play, whilst also Charles is finding space better.
Yeah, they've literally finished the last game playing really well, and they've started this game how they meant to go on. The disconnects that they had in the day yesterday are not there anymore. Charles is finding some great space. They're feeding her really well. I did think that the battle between her and Stud was going to be evenly matched, but I think Charles is winning that quite substantially at the minute. But again, we talked about this, having a really tall, strong shooter. You can't win ball one-on-one when the ball is circle edge, and City Flames are bringing it beautifully through the court. What they need to do is try and hold them up and win ball early. Now, that's a lot easier said than done against Sarah Bell and Elise Hayward, who move at the speed of light.
Absolutely. But City Flames, as we are just looking at the scores from yesterday as well, City Flames have doubled their score in both quarters from yesterday, almost doubled in the first one. So they scored 7 in the first quarter against Fury yesterday and 13 in the first one here. And now by the end of the second quarter into half-time, 13 goals yesterday, 26 now today. So something has really changed in them.
Yeah, and actually, as you allude to the scores, it's pretty much similar in terms of goals scored for Northwest Fury. So it is City Flames that have changed their style. And I genuinely do think it's just they've started to connect. We talked in the last game that they played about the fact that Sarah Bell and Elise Hayward, that way round at centre wing attack, is working wonderfully for them. They're keeping their space. And Radcliffe and Charles are working well together. And Charles is just so available. And she's shooting really well, and if she doesn't go in, which is rare, she's getting those rebounds. So it must be, honestly, you must be looking at her going, how do I play against this woman? She is phenomenal today.
She is having a great day today indeed, and City Flames are also riding on that high of having their win this morning against West Wales Phoenix, which makes all the difference, doesn't it, from coming off a win after, as we mentioned earlier with Vicky, they have been coming in 5 of teams, they have been picking up points, but just that feeling of winning a match makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think on court they look as though they've got a better vibe about them as well. Like, culture is so key, and you can tell the teams that are connected. Now, to me, Northwest Fury are well connected. You see Gwen and Williams high-fiving the teams as they come off, and they always seem tight, but from City Flames, I haven't necessarily got that vibe all the way through, but today there just seems to be almost a different air about them.
Definitely a different air about City Flames today. Well, Northwest Fury taking on advice from coaches Safira Fisher and Simone Gould on the side of the court, looking for any changes, maybe hoping to see that combination of Phillips and Leonard. McEwen is a wonderful wing attack. She can move ball through court levelly and create that space, but maybe sometimes, as we mentioned yesterday, it's not the player on the court, but it's who you're playing against, right?
No, yeah, and I think I'm quite pleased that that Bethan Phillips has come on. I think for me it's more the fact that Bethan Phillips and Lucy Leonard together play in different areas of the court. Like we said during the game, what was happening for Northwest Fury was you had Bowick, McEwen and Leonard all in a line at the top of the circle, which is really easy pickings, and they're putting a lot more pressure on, or City Flames are being able to put a lot more pressure on. Now you've got Leonard punching a lot deeper because she's got that wing attack bib on. Phillips playing a bit further back. It's just created a little bit more space.
So that change of personnel for Fury making that little bit of a difference, so they can add in a little bit more options to their play going into that second half. Just looking to see if there are any further changes going into the second half of the game. No changes for West Wales, Northwest Fury. And from looking at City Flames, no changes for them either. So both coaches happy with their last 7.
And I'm not surprised that there's no changes, to be fair. I do think this is now a big ask for Fury, because I think Flames have the capacity to put scores on the board quickly. But we shall see.
We shall see indeed. Sarah Bell in that wing attack position. Recycling ball. And a lovely one too. That switch again from Bell and Elise Hayward.
Couldn't quite keep that in, Dudson, but time to put pressure on again.
And there is Tizzy Birchurst. Defensive workhorse, finds Radcliffe.
Good hustle by Phillips.
Elise Hayward will take her time for this one. And contact is called against both defenders
I
on
think
Charles.
Inevitable contact, I think, maybe, because they weren't giving her any space to move.
And there is Leonard finding Barwick. He does find Williams, swings to Phillips.
That's
and a
nice.
lovely run by Barwick.
Lots of space down that attacking end. That was really nice work.
So 10 goals now, the deficit between these two.
Oh, great arms.
Oliver Smith. Tash Charles. Couldn't find Radcliffe on the back line. Hits the post instead.
I think she was signalling to the umpire that she felt she was contacted, but...
Kath Murray having none of that.
Lovely.
We've turned into one another after spending so much time together.
That was a great drive, though. Like Bethan Phillips, circle edge. Stunning.
And there is Williams. Williams, such a composed, cool character. Never seems to get frustrated or annoyed. Better from Fury here. Good work from Barwick. Trying to spread that defensive duo of Birchhurst and Brown.
This is like a little injection of pace here from Fury. They have to chip away one goal at a time. It'll work. They just need to keep chipping.
And a pop over the top from Radcliffe to Charles. Well, Fury have already taken the deficit down to 8. 4 turnovers, the challenge.
Lovely ball over. Great front space from Williams.
Just slightly short. And Dudson fingertips on that ball. Oh, yeah. What a ball. Vision from Caitlin Bennett to give that ball to Radcliffe on the baseline.
Yeah, really nice. I'm not sure whether the double currently the two staffs are putting on at the back, goalkeeper, goal defence, is necessarily working. I know they're not sending the ball in straight to Charles, but what they are allowing by doing that double too soon is they're allowing Radcliffe to run a bit of a show.
And a turnover from the defensive workings of City Flames. And a wonderful ball from Sarah Bell to Radcliffe, again running that baseline so effortlessly.
Yeah, and it's because the double doesn't stop it. So by dropping in on the double, they're just allowing her a bit more freedom.
2 defenders, both staffs of the Northwest Fury on Charles, and both, like you said, not concentrating on Radcliffe, who is a threat herself.
And all that hard work.
Oh, and an unfortunate drop there from Fury, allowing Elise Hayward to take the ball on the run, but wasn't quite balanced for the pass.
No, but in fairness, again, yesterday we talked about when you've earned something, they've earned the right to push themselves now and to see what the edge of their limits can be. You know, they're 10 goals up, so as long as she doesn't send it again, it's not a problem.
And a tip from Caitlin Bennett.
Good holding from Leonard for the space.
Nice space. Olivia Brown wasn't drawn by Barwick. But Williams holds off Tizzy Birchhurst. Williams and Birchhurst play in the same club down here in Cardiff, so very well known to each other. Styles of play very similar. Sarah Bell wanted to give that ball to Charles, but Stutt was all over it. Stutt did well then to go back and up in the air, didn't she, instead of just following the ball.
Yeah, she did. It was good defensive work, and I think that's what you can get from her if you leave a one-on-one. pressure the feed, get the arms over, and allow Stutt to do that job.
This is better from Fury.
Oh.
But Olivia Brown just tips that over the back line.
Yeah, Fury again probably just need to play a bit more to circle edge. When they play it to circle edge and then in, it's stunning. If you're sending it in too early when you've got Brown off the body and on her feet, she can get to ball.
Williams takes the score up to 31-23.
Now let's see if they can keep their centre pass this time. Last time they chipped away, they gave it away.
Oh, Williams with that little sneaky pass to Barwick, but she was not ready for it.
No, and it was frustrating, isn't it? They do all that work to turn over the centre pass and then it's gone. The depth from Sarah Bell is stunning.
But footwork call, I agree with the umpire on that one, I think. Great. Again, Lucy Leonard on the run, player on her back. Maybe a fake could have been better for that one.
Yeah, possibly, or just the placement. Sometimes you don't want it all in the air where it can be contested. You just want it into the space they're running into. And again, another gift almost.
Placement of those feeds to Williams also just lacking a bit from Fury now. Radcliffe, that lovely sweep run. Yeah. 52-23 now the score. Well, Fury did well to claw this back to an 8-goal deficit. But if Flames sink this one, it will be a 10-goal again.
And that was a great fake over to Radcliffe. Didn't send it to Charles. All the tools of the toolbox, Sarah Bell.
2 minutes now, just under 2 minutes on the clock of this third quarter. 5th, 6th position playoff. And Tizzy Burchurst does enough to back Ellen Barwick off the ball.
Yeah, I mean, she's been great all day today, hasn't she? She's just continuing that job. Just getting involved, getting a hand in, disrupting play.
Sarah Bell. Radcliffe resets to Bennett. Bell working hard against Phillips. Good. Sneaky little 1-2s.
Yeah, good hand in from Phillips. Good to keep pressuring it, but just smart play and moving the ball, creating the space. And
a lovely lift from Bell to Charles. That placement from Bell is always on point, isn't it?
It is, and you know what? Radcliffe drew the defence off literally by running a whole circle around Charles.
But Oliver Smith tips that ball out of Radcliffe's hands. And Lucy Leonard in acres of space in the pocket. Lovely ball to Williams. What a wonderful split landing.
Yeah, right under the post. Stunning.
She could split, I think, the whole length of the circle, Gwen-Anne Williams.
We've got 25 seconds.
Leonard takes the contact from Bennett. Williams positioning her body over and over again, but Barwick goes herself, and Burchurst on the baseline. What balance, knowing that Tash Charles wants it.
Yeah, there was lots of time to get that in. They didn't need to rush it, but you know what? They're 10 goals ahead, so it doesn't really matter.
And there is the buzzer for the quarter time at the end of the third quarter. City Flames lead 34 goals to 24. 10 goals now the lead in comparison to the 9 goals lead we had at half time. Well, Fury brought that back a little bit towards the middle, but again, we see this a little bit from Fury. They kind of go out and they take that quarter by the reins, but they tend to lose composure, they lose their placement. What do they need to do to just keep themselves in the game?
It's basically exactly what you said. They've turned over a centre pass, and then we talk in coaching about critical moments. And yeah, don't get me wrong, every possession you want to look after. but actually once you've turned over a centre pass, the way you win a game is by then keeping possession of your own centre pass. So likelihood is that you go to your safest centre pass, your most effective centre pass. You obviously can't do that all the time throughout the game because everyone would always know what you're doing. But once you've turned over a centre pass, do something that's familiar, something that's safe. Play short ball, play safe ball. Don't put yourself on too much extension. And it's hard work to do that. That's why you don't necessarily do it all the time. It's hard work to keep coming to ball. But actually, they're the critical moments. You've given yourself the opportunity to then claw one back. The problem that they've had is they've done a really good job. They've turned over a centre pass. They've taken it to goal. And then City Flames, to their credit, have stepped up a gear in their defence, and they've just turned it back over. And I don't think Northwest Fury have quite had the focus to keep that composure.
Well, we do know that Northwest Fury love taking games to playoffs. They did win their playoffs last year. There is a lot of work to do here, though, for one quarter, isn't there, for a 10-goal deficit?
There is. You know what? It's 10 in 10 minutes. It is doable, but I don't think it's doable against City Flames because of how well they're playing. Let's not take anything away from them. They have literally gone home, done their homework, and they have stepped up. And the double is, it's just not effective on Charles. I know she's a big threat, but I think they're underestimating Radcliffe. She's just creating mayhem.
She is, and she is lethal in that goal attack, babe, especially when she's left all on her own to do what she wants in that combination with Hayward and Bell as well, because they will just play the ball between them all day long, and Radcliffe will shoot from anywhere.
Yeah, exactly, and it allows them to get depth. She's almost the outlet. Every time that City Flames are under pressure, if there's a double on Charles, then she's always free, so it always releases that pressure. And we've seen City Flames crumble before, but we've seen them crumble under pressure. You can't create that if someone's always free.
Absolutely agree. Well, City Flames take the court again with no changes to their 7. They are finishing out this game, this last quarter, with the same 7 that started. However, Northwest Fury have made a couple of changes, a switch around in that defensive circle. Steffi Stutt comes out to goal defence, and Steph Oliver-Smith into goalkeeper, and on to goal attack comes Cassie O'Gilvy. We haven't seen much of her this weekend, but she played exceptionally well in Bangor and Ebbw Vale, so nice to see some fresh legs on in that goal attack position for Northwest Fury.
Yeah, and you know what? Fortune favours the brave, doesn't it? You might as well make a change, because sometimes the theory goes, doesn't it? You do the same thing, you get the same results. And just an injection of pace might give the defence something to think about, but not if they pass the obvious ball.
Well, Olivia Brown read that ball and took it away. But a turnover again here for Fury.
Yeah, I mean, if she defends like that through the court, then great change.
Cassie O'Gilvy already making an impact after only a few seconds on the court. Here is her first shot. Couldn't quite sink that one, but of course Gwennan Williams scoops it up.
I'm not sure how it landed with Gwennan Williams. She just
I think we say that every game.
Yeah, she just seems to come out with the ball. Like, you blink and she's got the ball.
Well, we will see now if Steffi Stutt was going for that ball for Charles, but Charles got there first. I'm hoping Stutt doesn't leave Radcliffe now go and just again cause that mayhem.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because I think Stutt is the one that's got the jump height to go on Radcliffe. I would have kept them the same and had her one-on-one and got Steffi to Oliver-Smith to step up a bit more, but it could be that they want her to run out on interceptions through the midcourt.
She does have a great eye for flies, Steffi Stutt, but Cassie O'Gilvy sank her first shot and the crowd loved that. Elise Hayward's placing the ball really well for Charles.
It's almost just like she's delivering a gift, isn't it? Just rolls it in.
This is for you. In the space away from defence. What more do you want from your feeders? And a turnover again here for City Flames. Lucy Leonard penalised for contact. But it's that first ball again, that first ball after turnover given away. Oh, what just happened to Gwennan Williams? The bench of City Flames are clapping.
Someone turned that into a GIF. That's great.
And Oliver Smith on the turnover of Charles.
I mean, what a way to lift your team.
Gwenna Williams still can't quite believe it, but she'd rather do that again.
Yeah, a little bit of magic. Always here for a little bit of magic.
And there it is. When the opposition claps for you, you know it's good.
Yeah. I think everybody clapped in the arena for that one.
Ogilvy just rolled over the net.
Lovely shot.
And Williams again. Bethan Phillips crashes through Hayward. Hayward not happy about that one, but takes play quickly.
Yeah, and I think that was smart to deliver it really quickly because the defence weren't set up.
Well, Lucy Leonard saw Williams in space. Quick turn to post. It's like we said, it's the ball you don't want to see given, but happy arrives.
And in fairness now, if I was a coach, I'd be saying, send it in. If you see it, send it. The scoreline doesn't allow you to do anything else.
8 goals the difference between these two teams. Soon to be 9 if Charles puts this in the net. And there it is, Tash Charles. Not someone to be cursed by the commentators.
Here we go again.
Oh, and not quite for that one. But they do win the back line, and what a fast one it was from Cassie Ogilvy. Williams, ball taken away for it.
Lovely shot. She's going to keep posting up for that long ball. It just eats into time. City Flames won't mind the time being eaten into.
Oh, Radcliffe straight through her fingers.
This is almost a reverse of the game yesterday. Northwest Fury went miles ahead, and then City Flames started to chip back a little too late. But
Charles just trying to slow him down. Jamal Abbott, head coach of City Flames, screaming at her team for discipline. Elise Hayward pulled for contact deep down the court.
Oh, both out.
And there is Cassie Ogilvy.
Turn and send it. Oh, not this time. She's looking in each time, though.
She is looking. And Williams knows it's coming at one point or the other. Oh! She didn't want that one, though. She gave it back.
Lovely shot.
Wonderful work. It's creeping back for Northwest Fury. 33 plays 39. 6 goals the difference now. Sarah Bell screaming at her players. And nice little ball from Bennett. Oh, Radcliffe was there for Charles.
Great stretch. Oh. And you get the feeling that if this goes in, that's just maybe the game.
Is that the game? 3.5 minutes left on the clock. 40 goals, plays 33. Williams is there. Leonard and Williams, this connection they've got for that ball.
She just repositions herself to be on the front to hold to post, Williams, so well. And you know, the frustration, again, as I say before, for the coaches must be, why didn't we just do that to start off with?
Well,
would have made it so much easier.
Gwenna Williams has really got Olivia Brown on the back foot. But so does Chas Charles and Radcliffe with Stutt and Oliver Smith.
And there it is again.
There it goes
I'm
again.
loving it. She positions for it so well.
But didn't quite want that one. Williams just too far out from her range. As shooters, we know we'd rather not put it up than miss.
But absolutely clinical through court from City Flames. Well
Fast,
played.
effective, sharp movements from Flames.
That was literally a response of, just in case you weren't clear, we are winning this game. Lovely from Bell, lovely placement. Happy to just move it round, Flames, no
Just
rush.
keeping the ball moving, but Charles apologises as it goes off her fingers. 2 minutes now left on the clock. Can Fury produce some magic? And Caitlin Bennett thought she won the ball from Lucy Leonard.
Shoot it.
Just a little extra step Williams wanted.
Lovely.
And she has the action, she has the ability to put that ball in the net. 35 plays 42.
Oh,
Lucy Leonard wanted to give it. But now Birchurst has read what's happening and has gone straight back, hasn't she, onto Gwen-Anne Williams. Clever play from Birchurst.
Yeah, really smart. It was almost like, right, that's enough of that.
Oh, lovely ball again from Elise Hayward. Tash Charles did step in, but the distance from Oliver Smith was still too short. 9 goal, the difference still. And Williams comes out of the circle, caught by Bennett. And what a lovely shot from Cassie Ogilvie.
What's nice as well is Williams was pointing, just stick it up. She got herself ready for the rebound and back to a goal attack, just shoot it.
Steffi Stutz, wonderful work from her. That's what we like to see. But Sarah Bell chasing that ball down.
What a spectacle to finish this game. I feel like we've been treated to some amazing netball so far in these placing games.
And there's only more to come.
5 seconds left. Is there going to be time for another play of the game?
Well, Caitlin Bennett denies Northwest Fury a goal at the end. Final score here for the 5th, 6th positioning. City Flames 45, Northwest Fury 36. Well, what a match that was. No extra time, no golden goal, but plenty of stuff to take home for both teams. I'm out of breath.
Yeah, I mean, they should both be really proud of that. Northwest Fury won that last quarter by 1. And I think, you know, that goes to the fact they were putting on slightly different tactics and strategies. And it could have been that they got that quarter by more, but fair play to City Flames. They just went, nah, we're going to take that back, and really pushed on. It was great.
Wonderful play here. Well, the next game we have coming up will be the 4th versus 3rd positioning. Coastal Heat will take on Southeast Blaze, and it will be a spicy match to watch. Join us just before 4:05 for that one, because you will not want to miss it.